What's up, BiggerPockets? Alex Fleischer, your favorite show host of all time. Today, I'm excited to introduce you to the fabulous Shelby Osborne, friend of mine. She's an investor, she's a veteran, she's a realtor. She's kind of a pain in my side. She is a successful BiggerPockets story. She invests like me in people first and real estate second. She has leveraged the BiggerPockets community to maximize her time to an extensive degree, and I'm gonna introduce you to her right now.
What up? My name is Shelby Osborne and I am a local real estate agent and investor first here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I was in the military for 6 years before getting out and pursuing real estate investing full time. And I started as an investor, went through one deal with another agent and decided, I can do that. BiggerPockets has changed my life. Like, legitimately, I know that sounds like a plug. However, when I first got into real estate, I literally watched all of Brandon Turner's videos. I played around on their calculators until I figured it out. I got in the forums, I asked questions. So all of the normal stuff that everyone does. But now it's flipped into huge leverage for my business, which is insanity. My business almost exclusively comes from BiggerPockets members. People try to invest in real estate in Fayetteville because it's a great market to invest. And then also in regards to leverage, I use it as a training pipeline for my clients. If they don't know what BiggerPockets is, I'm like, you got some homework to do before we start investing. Today we're looking at the Broadfoot Bungalow, which is my BRRRB, get it? So it's a BRRRR property turned into an Airbnb. Check it out. I originally started looking for a property for a dual purpose. First, I needed somewhere else to live, and second, I wanted a super cool house that I could have pillars, like a pillars party house, so that we would work out of, but also like have really cool stuff in the backyard to like hang out. We have a kegerator, all of that stuff. So I started scouring this area. This area is 5 minutes from downtown. It's in Haymount. It's the historic district. Hardly anything on the market. This was a for sale by owner with a sign in the front yard, really dinky little sign that I just called. It was listed for $130. I got it for $109, put a little bit of money into it, and then started working here with the pillars. We started working here until we grew, had a lot of cars in the front yard, and then of course, got in a little bit of trouble with the city. So we got kicked out of here as our hang spot workplace, started working somewhere else, and then I decided that I didn't need this much room for myself, so I started Airbnb-ing it out. Since I got this house for myself personally, it's pretty baller. So I kind of want to show you all the details. Let's check it out. Kegerator was a gift from our long-term property manager who we send a ton of referrals to. When we had all the people here in the house like working as pillars, he came over and special delivered it to us. So kegerator in the house. Hosting an Airbnb, honestly, not sure because I have a property manager. I've completely leveraged it out. But what you find when you come back to your Airbnb after not being there for a while is that people don't care about it as much as you do. And they're really bad aim. Let me show you the kitchen. All I did for rehab was I updated all the appliances to stainless steel, and then I did this dope floor. Look at it. The story of this house is pretty cool. So, off-market deal that originally the intent was to buy it and have it as my primary residence, but also a place where my team can work out of. It was awesome. We had standing desks in that front room. We had like printers in the back. In the backyard, we had a trampoline, we had cornholes, so that way you could like live in this environment and also be highly effective in your workspace. That didn't work out long term, but turned into a pretty baller Airbnb. I'm really excited to show you the rest of this house. Let's go. Look, it's bunk beds. I have bunk beds because you can sleep more people and charge more for your Airbnb. And I got this off Facebook Marketplace. That's the bathroom. This is the fun part about decorating the Airbnbs. Look at how funky fresh. Didn't do much to this bathroom, although I did change out the mirror and update the fixtures, because you'd be surprised, fixtures are the stuff that makes it go from dated to updated, just like that. About to take you guys into the last room of the house, and this was my room. This tiny little place, this was my room. And funny story, actually, when I moved in, this area was not as nice as it is now, and this window was broken because someone kicked it in and there was glass all over the floor. Fun fact. I hadn't looked at the numbers for this house for a while, so I pulled them up on a calculator, just like I did when I bought it. Purchase price, $109. Closing costs. It was a cash purchase, and this accounts for inspections, attorney costs, the cost it took to draw up the private money loan agreement, promissory note, all that stuff. The repairs, that's $11,000 in actual repairs and $2,000 in putting in the remainder of the items to make this a cool Airbnb. Because again, I was living here, so the majority of this stuff is my furniture. Total project cost, ARV. To break this down a little bit, this monthly income is an average of what my Airbnb produces in the months that I've had it. Because those of you with Airbnbs know it's not a fixed rate income. So I've had months where I've brought in like $2,400. I've had months where I brought in $1,000. So I averaged it over my time having it to come up with this amount. I do want to come down here and mention, well, first of all, that this is a BRRRR. So I bought this property, then rehabbed it, and refinanced it. So something I do want to point out is that down here, a lot of times people will account for, of course, property management, vacancies, repairs, capital expenditures. So what I do with my properties is I take everything I make and throw it into my reserves until I meet reserves. So that's why I don't plan for it, because I'm just taking my entire cash flow and putting it into my reserves until I hit that number. So that's why it's not accounted for down here. Also, this number is already after property management was accounted for. Okay, for a new real estate investor just starting out, there's 3 things that you should know. The first one, you cannot replace the work. You have to put in the hours. You have to listen to the podcasts, read the books, study. You cannot replace those time that you put in. You have to learn it. The second one is you have to surround yourself by like-minded people. Like-minded or people that you aspire to be like. And if you don't have that in your direct life, you need to find it. Find it on the BiggerPockets forums. Find it in a local real estate investors meetup. If there's not one, create it. Create the environment that you want to be a part of. And then the third one, become best friends with Alex Felice, and you get these amazing opportunities. I know I just spent a lot of time goofing around, being zany, having fun, and it is a lot of fun and games, but it's not all fun and games. You have to take this really seriously. I bought this property with private money. I rehabbed it with private money. No one's gonna lend you money if you don't know your numbers, if you don't know what you're doing. This is a business that is on trust and relationships. So make sure you don't take that for granted, especially when you're using someone else's resources. But it's also awesome because you can have a ton of fun. Freaking love this life. My name is Shelby Osborne and I'm a real estate investor. Every day I wake up and try to be more. I want you to join me.